वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन सिर्फ एक चर्चा का विषय नहीं है, बल्कि ये भारत की जरूरत है।
After one nation, one tax, one nation, one market, one nation, one constitution, now our supreme leader Modi ji wants to hit another master stroke with one nation, one election. मोदी जी और मास्टर स्ट्रोक्स का संबंध कुछ ऐसा है कि 2020 भी उन्हें मास्टर स्ट्रोक्स मारने से नहीं रोक पाई और हमने तो जनाब पूरा एक वीडियो बना दिया है इस पे। द बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट हैज बीन पुशिंग फॉर द आइडिया ऑफ वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन सिंस देयर विन इन 2014, but recently Modi ji announced that a series of 25 webinars will be released to educate the public about the idea of one nation one election, about what it is. Mind you, this is a good step. Making public aware about this idea is a good step by this government, irrespective of whether the idea of one nation one election is good or bad. Today in this video I'd like to do the same which this government is trying to do. Make you aware, make you understand the idea of one nation one election, tell you the arguments for it and against it, and at the end of the video I'll put forward my opinions on this idea. Let's get started. My name is Ishan Fosdar and you are watching The Upfront. The basic idea of one nation one election is to have the state assembly elections, the panchayat, municipal and the Lok Sabha elections all at the same time together. This does not however mean that they will all happen on the same day. The details have yet to be finalized, but the basic idea is to have one election in 5 years for all the states and the center and get done with it once and for all. Right now the election system of our country is not synchronized. Every year we end up having an average of 4 to 5 elections. If I give you an example of this year 2021, we have elections of Tamil Nadu, Assam, Bengal, Kerala and Puducherry scheduled. That makes it 5 elections in only this year, and the Lok Sabha elections are scheduled for 2024. So you see there is a async between the state elections and the national elections, and the municipal elections also are not in sync with the national and state elections. So the idea of one nation one election is to make all these elections happen together. One also needs to keep in mind that this is not a new idea. 1959 के पहले तक भारत में राज्यों के चुनाव और सेंटर का चुनाव यानी लोकसभा चुनाव एक साथ ही हुआ करते थे, लेकिन 1959 में नेहरू जी ने केरला के नंबूद्वीप सरकार को अनुच्छेद 365 यानी प्रेसिडेंट्स रूल के तहत बर्खास्त कर दिया। तब से जो इलेक्शन का सिस्टम था इंडिया में स्टेट और सेंटर का, वो उनका तालमेल नहीं रह पाया। इन 1983 द इलेक्शन कमीशन, द देन इलेक्शन कमीशन सजेस्टेड गोइंग बैक टू simultaneous elections. In 1999 the law commission also suggested going back to simultaneous elections. Again in 2018, just recently, the Law Commission suggested going back to simultaneous elections and suggested amendments to the Constitution and to the Representation of People's Act that would be needed to have simultaneous elections. So this is not a new idea. This was there in India since India was independent but then was broken. There are many arguments for this idea of one nation, one election, but the foremost is that simultaneous elections will cut the costs of election. Having elections differently for different states and then the center differently costs a lot of money, and hence having all elections at the same time will cut the costs. This is what the government argues. The Niti Aayog supported this argument in a 2017 working paper called The Analysis of Simultaneous Election, the What, Why and How. The second argument for one nation, one election is that continuous elections throughout the year hinders the development process of India. Now the government argues that because elections happen all year around and the model code of conduct comes into being when the elections happen, it does not let the government announce new developmental projects which hinders the development of India. The model code of conduct is a set of rules. एक किताब है जिसमें ये लिखा हुआ है कि इलेक्शन के समय सरकार क्या कर सकती है और क्या नहीं कर सकती है। और उसमें ये लिखा है कि जब भी इलेक्शंस आते हैं तो सरकार कोई भी नया डेवलपमेंटल प्रोजेक्ट अनाउंस नहीं कर सकती है। सो दिस इज व्हाट द गवर्नमेंट आर्ग्यूज। द थर्ड आर्ग्यूमेंट इज रिलेटेड टू द वोटर्स लिस्ट और मतदाता सूची, और ये मोदी जी आपको खुद बताएंगे, सुनिए।
क्या ये समय की मांग नहीं है कि हमारे देश में कम से कम मतदाता सूची तो एक हो? पहले 18 और 21 दो मतदान के अलग अलग होने के कारण अब 18 सबका मतदान है। आज देश का दुर्भाग्य है, जितने चुनाव उतनी मतदाता सूची। कितना देश का खर्च हो रहा है, कितना मैन पावर उस मतदाता सूची में लग रहा है। राज्य और केंद्र मिलकर के कानून बनाए और तय करे भाई एक ही मतदाता।
ये तीन तर्क सबसे पहले आते हैं जब भी वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन की बात की जाती है। और भी काफी तर्क हैं, जैसे कि वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन होने से सरकारी टीचरों का समय बचेगा क्योंकि उन्हें बार बार इलेक्शन ड्यूटी पे नहीं जाना पड़ेगा। स्कूलों का समय बचेगा क्योंकि उन्हें बार बार अपनी बसें नहीं देनी पड़ेगी अलग अलग इलेक्शंस के लिए। और भी काफी ऐसे तर्क हैं जो कि वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन के फॉर्म में कहे जाते हैं। Just like there are many arguments for this idea of one nation, one election, there are many arguments against this as well. And the foremost comes from the regional parties. The regional parties argue that having the central and the state elections at the same time will give unfair advantage to the national parties. Now, they say this because in general, the national issues are given more importance than the regional issues. And hence, riding on the wave of national issues, the national party might gain an unfair advantage. This argument is supported by a study done by IDFC, which observes that there is a 77% chance that the Indian voter will vote for the same party on the state and the center if the state and the central elections happen simultaneously. The second argument against this idea is that it will hurt the federal structure of India and that it is a step towards extreme centralization. Now, India follows a federal structure called the cooperative federalism. Now, there are other terms which can be used, which are used in political theory, but I will call it cooperative federalism. And if you want me to explain what cooperative federalism is in detail, please tell us in the comment section and I will make a video on it. To give a gist of it, in a cooperative federalism, cooperation between the state and the center is necessary. There is a respect which the center and the state share for each other in this cooperative federalism structure. Now, the people who argue against this idea say that having one nation, one election will hurt the sentiments of the state because national issues will become more important than regional issues and the national parties might gain unfair advantage, therefore hurting the sentiments of the state and hurting the sentiment of federalism in India. The final argument against this idea is the sheer requirement of logistics, money, time and workforce for implementing this idea. Implementing one nation, one election will require purchase of a lot many EVMs than we have now. It will require amendments to the constitution as well as the Representation of People Act, and it will require a complete change in the election system of India. Hence, a lot of money, time and workforce which will be required, which some say is totally impractical. According to me, this step is no doubt a good step on the part of the government and it will save a lot of money and resources, and I commend the government for raising awareness regarding it. But I just don't think that it is needed at this point of time. The problems mentioned by the government which happened due to back-to-back elections can be resolved by other measures for the time being more effectively. For example, coming to the excessive cost argument, when we look at the 2019 Lok Sabha elections data, it is found that out of the 60,000 crores spent in the Lok Sabha elections, 50,000 crore was spent by the political parties alone, and we don't even know where most of this 50,000 crore came from, because under the IT Act, Income Tax Act of our country, the political parties are not obliged to release names of people donating less than 2,000 rupees, and they use this as an excuse to make faceless fraudulent money. Adding to this, the 2017 electoral bonds brought in by the BJP government makes it possible for any person, for any company to donate any amount of money to any political party anonymously. No one would ever know how much came in and who donated it. If the government wants to cut excessive costs, it first needs to bring transparency in the funding system. अगर 2019 के इलेक्शन में 50,000 करोड़ पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज ही स्पेंड करती हैं और उसमें भी हमें नहीं पता कि ज़्यादातर पैसा आ कहाँ से रहा है, तो क्या गारंटी है कि वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन होने के बाद ये पैसा आना बंद हो जाएगा, ये फेसलेस मनी, ये इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड्स वाला पैसा आना बंद हो जाएगा? ट्रांसपेरेंसी इज नीडेड टू कट एक्सेसिव कॉस्ट्स. Coming to the model code of conduct argument, model code of conduct does slow down the development process and it does not let the government announce new developmental projects, but it does not also stop the government in any way from completing or continuing the previously announced developmental projects which are seldom completed. It should also be mentioned that India today stands at a very bad juncture in terms of economic condition. It was the worst hit economy in terms of GDP growth rate in this pandemic, and we made an entire video on it. So in such a bad economic condition, changing the entire electoral structure of India sounds foolish. What is needed is direct transfer of money into bank accounts to boost demand and directly raise the economic condition of India. Finally, हमारे देश के पास अभी काफ़ी ऐसी समस्याएं हैं जो इलेक्शन से काफ़ी बढ़कर है. भूख की समस्या ले लीजिए, पानी की समस्या देखिए, मजदूरों के सर पर छत नहीं है, किसान आत्महत्या कर रहे हैं, हर दिन हमारी एक बेटी का रेप हो जाता है, पर इस सरकार को पड़ी है इलेक्शन सुधारने की. जनाब, ये तो दुष्यंत कुमार की कुछ पंक्तियां याद आती हैं यहाँ पे कि कहा तो तय था चरागा हर एक घर के लिए, कहा तो तय था चरागा हर एक घर के लिए, कहाँ चराग मयस्सर नहीं शहर के लिए. इसका अर्थ है कि इलेक्शन के पहले वादे किए गए थे कि हर घर में बिजली होगा, पानी होगा, एक चिराग होगा, पर पावर में आने के बाद हर एक घर तो छोड़िए, पूरे शहर में बिजली नहीं है, पूरे शहर के लिए एक चिराग नहीं है. और यही हमारी सरकार कर रही है. अगर आज के मुद्दों पर जिन पे अटेंशन की ज़रूरत है उन पर अगर फोकस नहीं किया गया तो 2024 में चाहे एक चुनाव हो चाहे कहीं चुनाव हो, ये पक्का है कि ये सरकार वो चुनाव लड़ने की हालत में नहीं रहेगी, लड़ने के काबिल नहीं रहेगी. If you like the work that we are doing, if you like the videos that we are making, please do like this video and our other videos. Please share this video with your friends and family so that they understand the idea of one nation, one election. Please do tell us in the comment section how you felt about this video. And press the subscribe button, red colored subscribe button, and also the bell icon which would give you notifications on whenever we update a new video. Thank you so much.